I'm Hugh Whitehouse, and today we're looking at lens testing for the new Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. So I've been waiting for this camera for a while, mainly because I have some big plans for what I want to do with it. But the first thing when you get a camera is you've got to test what lenses are like. You just have a look at what the color science is like, have a look at what the field of view is like, have a look at what the usability is like, etc. And we've got some interesting ones with this. So I'm going to jump into the computer and we'll show you the different lens testers. So here we ran a very simple test using natural light at ISO 400 of the Veydra at 25mm, the Veydra at the 50mm, and the Veydra at 100mm. Now this is full frame equivalent, so the actual lenses are 12, 25 and 50, because on a Micro Four Thirds you have a 2x crop. Looking at these images, the rendition is pretty nice across the board. I shot this all in filmic mode and just gave it a quick punch up LUT and tweaking color grade. It's got really, I like the 50, I really like that softness around the highlights. Like, this camera is impressive already, but the direct comparison would be the GH5. So we tested the same shots with the same lenses on the GH5. Let's have a look at those. So here we see the 24mm equivalent with the GH5. You can already see, interestingly, look out the window here in the background. You can see the window is just blown on the GH5. If you have a look at the equivalent shot on the Pocket 4K, there's actually detail back there, which the GH5 doesn't have, which is interesting. I mean, there's dynamic range. We jump through them all. We see the 25, so the 50mm equivalent, that looks pretty good. And jumping into the 100, and that looks pretty good. So Veydras are one thing, but comparatively, you've got the Sigma Art Series zooms. On most shoots, I'll take the 18 to 35 and the 50 to 100, and I'll use those for pretty much everything. Now the GH5 has an advantage here because the GH5 has IBIS, or in-body image stabilization. The Pocket 4K doesn't. So it's a question of, can you still use these EF lenses on a non-stabilized body, and what's the result like? Let's take a look. So first thing I've tried here is I've actually jumped in with the Tamron 24 to 70. The big selling point for this lens was the fact that the lens has about 5 stops worth of image stabilization in the lens. Now you might look at this footage and think, well, that's fine, Hugh, but it looks fine. What's so good about it? I'm about to show you what's so good about it. Here, I'm going to replicate this close-up, but with the Sigma 50 to 100, and you can see just how old Shaky McShakehands, what a difference it makes. That's why I think the Tamron G2, the 24 to 70 G2, is going to be a killer lens on the Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Finally, I said the GH5 has in-body image stabilization already. So what I did is I then took the Sigma 50 to 100, put that on the GH5, and shot an equivalent test. So instead of being earthquake, crazy downtown Tokyo, Godzilla's coming, this is what the GH5 looks like. So yeah, I think the Tamron is going to be a real winner for this camera. Anyway, that's my first look. We've got a couple other tests. I'm going to test it on the Ronin. I'm going to test it with some anamorphic. I'm currently testing the audio. So if this sounds like shit, it's that camera's fault. So if you want any more information, you can follow me on Twitter, find me on Facebook, or check out Instagram. This has been Hugh Whitehouse for the Strad. Thanks.